Alright, so in this video I'm going to share with you a few simple things that you can do to keep the air inside of your house or your apartment or your room really fresh and clean and pleasurable to breathe in. And also charged up with, negative ions and these kinds of things, which will keep us more energized and alert and just feeling a lot better. So this is something I've been researching and experimenting with, for the past few years. And what I'm going to share with you are things that I do on pretty much every day to keep things in my apartment in this room here very fresh. So the first thing, and one of the most obvious things, is to open the windows whenever you can. Because most people think that, oh, the air outside is toxic, or if I live in a city it's bad, but if you do some research, if you read around, the air inside is actually far more polluted and toxic than the air outside. So if you're in the time of year or a place or a situation where you can open the windows, that's really one of the best things. But, if it's 110 degrees outside or if it's negative 10 degrees outside, depending on the time of year, or you can't just open your window, what other options are there? What are the things that you can do to keep your air, really good and pleasant? One thing that I'm a huge fan of is air purifiers and ionizers. So what I'm going to do is show you the one that I use. And basically I've tried a couple different ones over the last few years. And the downside of most of them is that they're expensive and you have to buy filters and the filters run out and you got to throw the filters away and buy new ones, and it's just continually an ongoing cost, and they don't really always last that long. So what I have here is what I use, and this is called Heaven Fresh Ionic Air Purifier. And again, there'll be a link for this below where you can read all about this company's products and read more about everything that I recommend. So what I like about this one is I just turned it on and you can hear it. It's pretty quiet, and you can also turn the fan off, so maybe you can hear it here. It's pretty much silent, you can barely hear it, but I keep the fan on just because it has better performance. And you can see on the inside, maybe there's that blue light. So basically what I like about this is it has, maybe I can take it out, instead of a filter it just has basically this metal rod inside of it here, which all the dust, and I need to clean mine now that I'm looking at it, but all of the dust and all of the junk is sucked in, attracted to this. And then the air that's pulled through the purifier is processed and cleaned with ultraviolet light, which kills a pretty huge chunk of viruses, yeast, mold, bacteria, all of that stuff. It's what they use in hospitals. It's what they use. It's a pretty common technology. But again, you can read more of the details about that on the company's website, which I'll be linking to below. But also, other than cleaning the air, other than using UV radiation, other than not having filters that you need to change, it's kind of small and you can take it around. And it actually comes with a car adapter, which you could just throw this in your car if you wanted to. But I haven't actually tried that, but it's definitely an option if you wanted to. So what I like about it is that if I leave and I come back and I leave it on, as soon as I open my door and walk in, it's like I just want to breathe, because the air has so much negative ions in it, if you want to call it that, where it's like it feels like you're more or less out in the woods or by like a waterfall or something, where the air just wants to go in your lungs. It's just easy and effortless to breathe. So that's why I really like that one, and is compared to most of things on the market, it's relatively inexpensive, and you don't have to buy any filters, so it's pretty awesome. I've had that machine for a year and a half, and I've beaten it up, I've dropped it, I've moved with it multiple times, and it's still going, it's still fine, so I really like that machine. If it broke, I would most certainly buy it again immediately. The second thing, other than just the air purifier, would be having essential oils in the air. And what I like about that is the essential oils are, antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial, all of those things, and they smell really good. So people come over your place and say, wow, what's that smell? Or that's nice. So there's a lot of different ways you can accomplish that. I just use this little diffuser here, and you can see some of the oil in there. This was like maybe $15, and I just run it, whenever I feel like it, and it just makes the place smell really good, cleans the air, and that's just those two things alone for me. I love it. I use it when I sleep. I use it when I work out. I use it when I'm in this room working. It's really something that I enjoy quite a bit. So again, I'll post links below where you can, get good essential oils for a pretty good price, as well as different diffusers and things you can use for the aromatherapy. So those are the two things that I have the most experience with, and things that I use as well. Obviously, it would be silly to leave out plants, because there are many plants which you can use which will clean your air and remove toxins from the air, and etc. But the reason why it's not top of my list is because I actually don't have any in my apartment right now. It's because I don't know, I haven't gotten around to it yet. So I'm linking to an article below written by a friend of mine, which has all really good information about which plants are the best and what they do and how they work and all of that. So that's something that I look to be adding in, kind of to my environment very soon, and I think that will be very helpful as well. So again, just to recap, having clean air in your place, in your apartment, is really, really important, um, especially when you're sleeping, especially, if you're working out indoors or if you're working indoors. If the air sucks and the air is not good, what do you think is going to happen to your energy? It's going to plummet, it's going to diminish. And we get energy from two places, from food and from the air. And if we're breathing in, dirty, stagnant, stale air, what kind of energy are we going to get from that? Not too much. So hopefully it's been helpful. These are just a few things that I do and have been doing for a while, and have really appreciated and noticed the differences, and will definitely be doing it from here on out. So again, you can read more about everything I mentioned in the links below this video. If you have any questions or comments, post them below as well, and I'll talk to you